Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, ex-Boeing pilot indicted by grand jury for role in 737 MAX approval. Also, Delta Airlines might be dropping their vaccine mandate. And Virgin Galactic postpones Unity 23 flight. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Kimberly Kay. Ex-Boeing pilot indicted by grand jury for role in 737 MAX approval. A federal grand jury in the Northern District of Texas returned an indictment charging a former chief technical pilot for the Boeing Company with deceiving the FAA's aircraft evaluation group in connection with their evaluation of the Boeing 737 MAX, as well as scheming to defraud Boeing's U.S.-based airline customers to obtain tens of millions of dollars for Boeing. 49-year-old Mark Forkner, former chief technical pilot for Boeing, has been charged with 2 counts of fraud involving aircraft parts in interstate commerce and 4 counts of wire fraud. If convicted, he could receive a max penalty of 10 years in prison on each count of the former, and up to 20 years for each count on the other charges. The charges stem from his involvement in the development of the aircraft, its testing, and alleged obfuscation of inherent issues with the maneuvering characteristics augmentation system. His role in the 737 MAX flight technical team made him responsible for providing the FAA with accurate information about the differences between the aircraft and its 737 NG predecessor for use in its Flight Standardization Board report. After the break, Canada limits 5G around Aero facilities. Those details after these messages.
Aviation Safety Resources is disrupting the market for aircraft emergency parachute recovery systems. ASR systems are smaller, lighter weight, and offer longer repack cycles than similar products available in the current market. ASR has a recovery system available for every type of aircraft: sport, experimental, light sport, general aviation, urban air mobility, vertical takeoff and landing, electric propulsion, and unmanned aerial systems. Find the right product for your aircraft at aviationsafetyresources.com.
At Diamond Aircraft, innovation is in our DNA. Whether you're taking to the skies for training or business travel, every aircraft in Diamond's lineup features innovative technology, an industry-leading safety record, superior performance and efficiency, and a comfortable flying experience. No other company has pioneered as many aviation firsts, achieved more milestones, or received the same amount of industry praise as Diamond. Discover why Diamond Aircraft is one of the most trusted manufacturers in aviation at diamondaircraft.com.
Welcome back. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're going to be summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. Canada limits 5G around Aero facilities. The question surrounding the interference of 5G wireless network signals to aviation radar instruments and guidance has been initially addressed in Canada, as authorities propose restrictions on 5G service near most major airports in that country. Similar to the U.S., Canada telecom companies have acquired spectrum licenses to begin 5G service, which increases speed and bandwidth of wireless communications. The Canadian restrictions propose exclusion zones around airport runways where no 5G base stations are permitted, plus protection zones where 5G services face restrictions. Pull-Up Academy selects Sonaca 200. Portuguese International Flight School Pull-Up Academy announced the selection of the Sonaca 200 for its newest trainer aircraft at the 5th Portugal Air Summit. The school selected for the Sonaca 200 Pro the highest trim level of the aircraft, including all EFIS instrumentation provided by a G500 TXI, GI275, and other products, powered by a Rotax 914F granting 115 horsepower through a 3-blade propeller. The aircraft is good for 7 hours of cruise flight between refuelings. FAA eyes Alaskan aviation safety in recent report. The FAA has released recommendations on how to increase aviation safety in Alaska after a year-long sweeping examination of safety issues specific to the challenges of flying in Alaska, where more than 80% of its communities are accessible only by air. Among the recommendations are increasing and improving weather data reporting and forecasting, expanding satellite-based ADS-B air traffic control coverage to more areas, and improving navigation charting. The FAA will now begin developing a roadmap for implementing the recommendations in the near and midterm. Bell Autonomous Pod Transport Test drops cargo. Bell's Autonomous Pod Transport, or APT, has proved its conceptual pack mule capabilities after airdropping test supplies successfully, another milestone for the project. An unmanned VTOL quadrotor, the APT is designed to carry 2 standard tactical packs, each carrying up to 60 pounds with a maximum payload of 100 pounds, ranging from ammunition, water, medical supplies, batteries, or fuel. The capability to flexibly resupply personnel with minimum impact to transport is one of the hallmarks of drone tasking. Well, that does it for today's trip around the patch. Now let's return to the rest of the news. Delta Airlines rumored to drop vaccine mandate. Delta Airlines boss Ed Bastian has spoken about their lack of mandatory employee coronavirus vaccinations. Where employees choose between vaccination or forced termination, the move made weekend headlines. Bastian said, "The reason the mandate was put in by the president, I believe, is because they wanted to make sure companies had a plan to get their employees vaccinated. A month before the president came out with the mandate, we had already announced our plan to get everybody vaccinated. And the good news is that our plan is working. At Delta Airlines today, we are 90% vaccinated, fully vaccinated across the entire company, and more vaccinations are coming in day by day. So I expect by the time we get to November next month, we're going to be at least 95% threshold. And when you consider there's going to be some religious and medical accommodations made, that we're going to need to consider that by the time we're done, we're going to be pretty close to fully vaccinated as a company without going through all the divisiveness of the mandate." While an official publication from the company has not been released supporting this stance, a notice on August 25th outlined a few requirements for those employees who remain unvaccinated. After these messages, Virgin Galactic postpones Unity 23 flight. I'll tell you why after the break.
I believe that if people use the landing doctor training program, they will have less accidents and eventually their insurance will go down and they will make a superior pilot. We do personal limitation checklists, which is the most important reason you need to fly with limits. We do ground proximity awareness training, and we do this with a crosswind. We've been operating 6 Bristels for 2 years without one insurance claim. The landing doctor program is working, and you're going to hear more about it.
Well, hello, fellow pilot. I'm John King.
And I'm Martha King.
You know, we've all had our flying lives disrupted lately.
Well, King Schools is here to help you stay up to date with courses that you can access on your desktop, iPad, or iPhone. If you'd like a refresher or just want to expand your aviation horizons, we have a course for you.
So head over to kingschools.com/Rusty today for details.
Pilot Communications USA is proud to introduce our latest headsets, the Carbon A1 Active Noise Reduction and the Carbon P1 Passive Headset. Carbon fiber makes our headsets 30% lighter than others, which significantly reduces pilot fatigue. Our BlueLink hand control unit allows you to connect 2 devices at the same time, and the record out capability can send audio to an onboard camera or digital recorder. Get the headset that's so light you may forget you're wearing one at pilot-usa.com.
Welcome back. Virgin Galactic postpones Unity 23 flight for upgrades. Virgin Galactic will take time from their projected launch schedule for the upcoming Unity 23 flight to begin an enhancement program for VMS Eve and VSS Unity. As part of their continuing quality assessments, material testing returned data outside of plan specifications, especially a reduction in strength margins of materials used in a number of joints in the aircraft. As a result, the projected launch of Unity 23 has been postponed, and commercial service of the aircraft tentatively expected in the fourth quarter 2022. Virgin is clear that the reduction in margins should not have any impact on safety, but would only affect the further reaches of the flight envelope, encountered in rare circumstances outside normal operation. In order to rectify any problems and improve durability for future commercial service, an enhancement program has been combined with a previously planned series of modifications. Once complete, the completed vehicles will undergo test flights before receiving approval for a return to service. That does it for our show today. I'm your host, Kimberly Kay. You can catch episodes of Airborne on Roku and Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne in the directory, and don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching.